Welcome to this lab. In this lab, we're going to look at developing application with Google Cloud storing application data. First, let's activate the Cloud Shell. Okay, so let's check whether we are logged in properly. So you can use this command. Yeah, I can see my name. Right, so and then the next one is to check whether your project ID is set properly. Yes, correct. Now let's go to the task one. Let me clear this command first. Task 1 is to create and test the simple Python Flask web application. So we will create an app directory by creating this bookshelf folder first. And then we will need to install some requirement files. So we create a requirement text. So inside you will see these are the requirement files. We specify the versions of the Flask, unicorns, and the Google Cloud logo. Next, we're going to install this requirement. You might encounter some error, maybe. Yes, these are the one. So we need to solve this issue first. So this issue arises because of the version conflict from the package. So we can fix this problem by using a virtual environment. This avoid fighting whatever that is already installed. Okay, let's clear this and run this command here. Yeah, I think this time we are good, and now we are in the virtual environment because I already activated that. Now we will create the book database implementation by using this cat command here. So let's see what's in the folder. So I created inside the bookshelf folder basically, but never mind, I will show it to you later on. So next we're going to create a HTML template files. So let's copy this command and paste there. I will put all this command in the GitHub later on. So if I look at the file, so you can see inside the bookshelf, what do we have? So we have these booksdb requirements and the templates folder. Right, then the next one, we create the list template file. So you can see inside the templates folder. Yeah, so this is created. All good. We clear this. Right, next one is, let's see. Yeah, we already created the next one called view file. And then the next we're going to create is the form. Yep, it's created here. And then we will create the main code file. Okay, let's go back up to one directory and see. Yeah, this is the file we just created. All good. Now we can try the application. Right, you should see this is listed that contains 2 Python files, right? And then 4 template files. So to run the unicorn HTTP server, we will run this command here. Yep, that's working, and I click this to preview the port. Right, we can add a book, no problem. And you can just add a test, for example. Save. Right. And then you can edit the book again. Save. You can delete the book as well. This looks fine to me. Now I close the browser, back to this, and press Ctrl C to end the service. Now I can mark my task 1 as completed. Moving on to task 2, using the Firestore for the books database. So we need to go to the console. Let's close this. View the databases. So we have to use Firestore, so we click on the Firestore. And then click on the create a Firestore database. Right, and then for the region, we will choose region, and this will be the Europe West 4. It depends on what is listed in your requirement. Sometimes can be in another region. So make sure it's using Firestore native, and then we will create the database. Now we will go back to the Cloud Shell, and this time we need to edit the requirement text file. So I use this command here, vi, and get into the file and press I. In order to update this file, press escape after you finish and type in :wq exclamation mark. Yeah, I'm out now. Then I have saved the file. Now I can run this installation. Okay, looks like I have to go out first. Let me just deactivate this and install this again. Right, it's successfully installed. Now the next one is we will need to modify the application to store the book in the Firestore. Right. So first of all, we have to open the file editor and go to File, Open Folder. And we will choose the bookshelf. Okay. So while waiting for this one to load, I have to get back into the virtual environment. So using this command. Yep, back. Now let's open the bookshelf. Still loading. So my one has got a little bit of issue, so I think I will just use this way to change the file. Using the Cloud Shell again. Okay, I need to modify this. Okay, so I might have to delete the file, which is easier. Right, done. Now we will create a new one. Right. So I have already copied the code, so I'm going to paste it here and save. That's done. So the code can be found in my GitHub. Later on, I will put the link in under the video. Right, so we can also take a look what is inside this file now. Yeah, so as mentioned, this is the booksdb Viva. You can copy the whole code from here. Now we can test the application running this command. Then preview the port. Right, let's add a book. And this time we will use the example given in the instruction page. And click save. Yeah, it's already saved. Now you can go to edit the book. Oh, just let me save it first. So if I go back to the Firestore, right, click on the default or all the databases. There's one database ID here, default. So you should see there's a document created in the books collection for the Hamlet. Now I can mark my task 2 as completed. Moving on to the task 3 using cloud storage for the book cover. Now we create a bucket to store the image later on. We're going to save that. Now go to the bucket. And click on the create. This is the bucket name. Continue, and then we choose the region using the same one and click continue. So everything the default for this one, click continue and remove this one for the enforce public access, uncheck it. So you are leaving this as a uniform, correct? And then click continue. And then click on create. So if you look at the permissions tab, then you click on the grant access and storage legacy object reader. Right, and click on save. So and then select allow public access. Now go back to your Cloud Shell. We need to update the, okay, so let's close this and Control C to terminate the service. Now go back to the Cloud Shell for the requirement. Press I. At this time we want the storage to be used. Press escape. WQ exclamation mark. Save the file. Now we need to install the file. So deactivate this and install. Right, done. Now let's activate back the virtual environment. So the next one is we will need to create a storage py file. Let me clear this. Right, so this we have already created a storage py file. Let's look at it. This one. Right. Now next is modify the template to display the book image. Okay, so we have to go into the template folder. Right, and then let's see whether this is still running. Yeah, it's the show up here. This is now very convenient. So if I go to the templates, inside there's a form. So near the bottom of the form, above the save, right here, you just have to paste this. Right, the image input allowed the user to upload the image file. Right, close it. Now the next one is the view HTML. After the line, we need to add the following. Yeah, right here. Right, that is done. Save this file. Now let's go to the list HTML. So this one, after this line, then we will add this word, media left. Right, now we can close this file and modify the main py file as well, this one. So first we need to go over here, import the storage, and then after the import lines, add upload image file. So under this path, then you need to add this word. So in the add function, this part, we'll add another line. And next, I think we are getting there. So after this data request, you add another image line again. Now we can close this to save it. Now let's run this file. Let's remove the go back to the Cloud Shell and run this command. Right. So let's build on the pod. And you can see the image is showing, but there's no image yet. We need to click here to upload the image. I edit the book. So when you click choose file, right, I choose the one that I have already there. I will put this picture in the GitHub as well. Now save it. If everything good, the image should show up. Yes, correct. Now if I go to the bucket to see if the image is uploaded correctly or not, if I click here, click your project ID name. Yeah, this is the file. Now I can mark this as complete. Right. Congratulations, with that we have ended the lab. We have finished the lab. You can now end it.